5, 4, 3. I am live. Okay. I'm live. I've got to get some people in here. Oh, Juan, you're the first one in here, brother. Thank you. Teddy Davis, you're the second. Then I got Corey. What's good with y'all, folks? Focus up. What's happening? Juan, what's good with you? How y'all doing, man? I really appreciate y'all coming here and joining me tonight. This is Big Gene from Raw Deal to Last Big Night. Cooking Now We With Cooking in Conversation. I thank you guys for coming here and joining me today. I hope you like this show. And this is something that people was calling for and was asking me to do because I had made some mention of a couple of gangsters and a couple of people. And they wanted to hear the full story about it, because sometimes I get caught up in my own shit that I don't tell everything and I don't tell the full story on certain things. So I wrote a couple of things down so I can remember it today. And I really appreciate y'all. You're giving me the opportunity to come here with y'all. So we're going to wait for a couple of more people to come in here. I hope your day and your weekend has been fruitful. Everything has been great amongst you guys. I hope, your family's been blessed and all like that. We had a couple of tragedies, that goes on. We have that every day. But it seemed like this Nipsey Hussle, killing has brought a lot of people together, and I hope it stay like that. Like I did say to myself, I think it's more behind than what just this individual just killing her. I think it's something that, is going to explode to something else. It just, as an investigator myself, and doing that on certain levels, it doesn't all seem right. It's something fishy behind that. And I hope they get down to the bottom of that. But I'm glad you guys are here with me. Ice, what's going on? Jacquees, Hatchet, D. Brown, what's up with you? Ray Holmes, Stan Derrick, what's good with you? Wolf Mo 88, yes, and Ron Chapman and Charles Brown. I'm glad you all guys with me. Yo, I got a good show today. I got, this show, I like it so much myself because a couple of people checked me on certain things. So, like I said, when we get a few more people in here, because I'm not going back, and going to talk about this thing. We get a few more people in here, we'll get this started up. And I got a couple of corrections to make that I don't mind making. And I'm glad when people check me on stuff. And I know that, I have to be checked on it. D. Miller, what's happening? Thank you for coming. Tisa, you too. And Timothy Jones, what's up with you, bruh? Out there in Gary, Indiana. All right. I think I got a good show on the Uncle Gene show too. I think that's going to be pretty good also. And before I get started, I want to give thanks to my man Bino up there on 149th. He checked me about the Al B brother. He told me that when I told y'all about Al B was an alleged crackhead, my man wrote me your little note, say, yo, Gene, man, you put my man out there. He wasn't no crackhead, Gene. Al B wasn't no crackhead. I said, come on, man. Everybody thought Al B was, smoking crack. He said, no, Gene, Al B wasn't no crackhead. Now, this come from Bino from 149 up there on 8th Avenue. He said he know personally that, all the crackheads was getting all their crack from the Blue Door and all that shit. And Al B, he used to drink alcohol. He was an alcoholic. I said, he was an alcoholic, bro? He said, yeah, man. So I want to apologize and put that out there because everybody always thought that Al B was a crackhead. But my man Bino just said he wasn't a crackhead. He said he was an alcoholic and he drank Cisco, right? He said he was an alcoholic and he drank Cisco. Now, I'm taking your word on that, Bino, okay? So the correction on that, Al B wasn't no crackhead. He didn't smoke crack. He drank Cisco. But Al Bino, ain't Cisco liquid crack? I'm just saying, man. I know they used to call Cisco liquid crack. So, he didn't smoke it, he drank it. All right. So thank you for that, man. Put me in check. And then I had to make another clarification too, man. And this is one of the gangsters I wanted to talk to back in the day. And his name was Unique from Mecca Audio, from up your way too. Bino, Unique from up that way. My man Jack and them used to be over there on 8th Avenue and 1/5 and 151. Shout out to my man Jack. What's going on with you, Jack? I'm gonna cook cornbread today, man, because somebody keep asking me, and I didn't want to go through the whole thing, and I guess they didn't want to go back and watch the thing. So I'm gonna cook the cornbread today and let him see the recipe. I'm gonna go real slow with this, and I'm gonna take my time, man. I don't care if people, like it, don't like it, or whatever like that. When I get ready to get off the internet and get off this story, get off this program, I'm gonna get off of it. You know what I'm saying? And if you just want to watch me or hear me for 20 minutes, tell you what to do. When that 20 minutes come up, push that button and go to somebody else's channel. All right. And that's going to be our disclaimer right now. We don't want you here unless you want to be here, man. So the first gangster I'm going to talk about was back in the day, who was Unique from Mecca Audio. Mecca Audio was trying to get on the map, and I spoke about him to him, but he had to straighten me out. Unique called me on one of those lines talking about, this is from a federal correctional facility. Press 5 if you want to, and press this if you don't want to have this. And I pressed the 5. Unique, my man. He always been my man. And he sound the same way he sound. And he been down for like 25 years now, man. They gave him kingpin charges. You understand? But Unique used to, have Mecca Audio. He the one did the Club 2000 and stuff like that. So this is a funny thing and a funny story. So I know he had to see. Y'all know he had the situation with Dougie Fresh. AAO, I straightened that out. All right, that whole thing right there, I straightened that out, and that was Unique them thing up there. But I didn't know this because I thought they got out Biz Markie for the same thing, but it was a total different thing they got at Biz Markie and a total different song. You gonna be real shocked when I tell you this story, because Unique called me and said, "Yo, Gene, what up, Big Gene?" You know what I'm saying? Because everybody know he talk a mile a minute. That nigga can talk, man. You know what I'm saying? So he be like, "Yo, Big Gene, no. We wasn't getting that Biz Markie for that one like that. We was getting that Biz Markie for another song." And you're gonna be surprised about this once you hear this story. Yo, let me give a shout out to the super chat. Okay, that's DJ Omamic, the Prodigy. I'm sorry, sir, if I misspelled your name. DJ Akamonics, the Prodigy. Yo, thank you for your super chat, man. I appreciate that, brother. And if I got your name wrong, hit me back and I'll get it right. John Scott, thank you. Peace for you too, brother. I want to give a shout out to Wilbert for his cash app last week. And I want to give a shout out to Will Curtis Robinson. That was at Big Gene 52 cash app. I want to give a shout out for Rachel Greer for her PayPal, and Verma Satterfield for her PayPal for last week. I appreciate y'all for doing that, over the weekend. Thank you again. So listen here. As I was telling the story about Unique, so Unique called me and said, "Nah, it wasn't about that." He said, "Yo, Gene, Biz Markie took us to a DJ house, and he was saying it was the DJ was Cool D, and I said, after he told me the song, I said, "You mean KG?" He said, "Yo, it was in Jersey somewhere, Gene, but I think it was Cool D." I said, "Okay. What happened? What song was it?" He said, "It was for Hip Hop Hooray." He said, "We went to tape a song with Biz Markie with the Hip Hop Hooray. What you call that? After you do your 50 ball, that was the what you call that when they do the as you do your boy, the hook." He said the hook. Yes, 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 yes. He said, after you do the hook, you understand? We went out there and we did a song and we had that hook, hip hop hooray, ho, hey, ho, hip hop hooray. And then he said 2 weeks later or a week or so later, they hear Naughty by Nature on the radio with that song. Do you hear me? Unique from Mecca Audio say that was their song. Biz Markie stole it from them and gave it to KG and Naughty by Nature. And that was a big song back in the 90s, man. And that came from Unique. I got that from Unique himself. All right. And then, he went away for a long time. He couldn't really, do nothing about it, get the paperwork on it or legal thing on it. But, he said he'd be home soon. He said it's a lot of money was saved up back there. For real. Yo, Ak, what up then? Thank you, DJ Ak, the Prodigy. I appreciate that, man. I'm sorry about that if I got the name misspelled. Bless up to you, brother. Appreciate you. All right. That's DJ Ak. Yo, Tis, what's up? Now, that's a crazy story right there, man. Nobody knew that. But I know Biz Markie got that. When people thought they was trying to rob him, they put that $150 on him. And Unique was nothing to play with, man. I told you about the story with Dougie Fresh. You understand? He came down to my brother, our fish store and everything that we had on 12th Street and 8th Avenue. And he came down to the fish store, and we had to, straighten that out with him. And the way these niggas act, sometimes if I wasn't a gentleman back then, man, it's crazy because he had 10 on Dougie. Easy, just to find out where he at. Just to point him to get him. He had 10 on Dougie. And I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, Doug a good dude and everything like that. And then you see these niggas years later, they act like they don't know you. You know what I'm saying? One of his cousins came to my office and, he said, yo, I seen you on the videos and everything. I heard you talk about Doug and everything like that. I asked Doug, did he know you? Doug was like, yeah, I think I do. I don't remember. I was like, okay. All right. You understand? That was crazy. So the other two things that we're going to talk about too is Russel Simmons and Diddy's daddy, because people really want to know that story. I told that story, man, but people really want to know what's going on. But before I get into that, I had made mention, and this guy said, yo, don't nobody know what happened to Frank Matthews. You understand? I was like, it's people that know what happened to Frank Matthews. Now, if you don't know who Frank Matthews was the richest gangster, black gangster ever. Sold more drugs than Noriega and all them people. He was doing his thing back in the time. All right. D Miller, what's going on with you? KDBK all day. Salute to you. Kenneth N. out there in Portland, what's going on? I always wanted to live in Portland or Eugene, Oregon. I don't know why, but I always wanted to live out there. I'm going to have to visit out there one day. NYC, what's good with you? Timothy Jones, a shout out to Gary, Indiana, St. Louis, Missouri, Wellston, Missouri, Chicago, Houston, Texas, all my people over there in London, all my people over there in Russia, you know what I'm saying? Sweden, all my people out there. I hope everything is good with y'all and everything, and I'm glad that y'all still support me and everything. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna take my time with this, because they was telling me that it was one. Oh, I got some knowledge for you, baby. You know what I'm saying? It was one dude that they were saying that last week he was over here saying all kind of, homophobic slurs and everything like that. It's real men over here, bro. You take your homosexual stuff to somebody else's channel and everything like that. Because we the type of men that come on this channel that if you was in a room with us, you wouldn't even breathe hard. You understand? Because real men don't talk like that. Real men don't act like that. We conduct ourselves as gentlemen. And if you don't know how to be a gentleman, meet me somewhere. I'll show you how to be a gentleman. I'll teach you how to be a gentleman. You know, because I'm into teaching. You know what I'm saying? I'll teach you how to be a gentleman, man. All right. Okay. So we got a good show with this Uncle Gene section 2. I want to break some jewels down, you know, about some things. We already straightened out the Al B situation. You know, I got more people in here right now. I made a statement last week that Al B was a crackhead, but my man Bino up on 149 and 8th Avenue said no, he wasn't a crackhead. He drank alcohol, which was Cisco, but we call Cisco liquid crack. All right, so you know, we got that straight about Al B. Yo, can y'all push the like button for me, man? I got 500 people in here, I think, or something like that. That's what I see. And can you pick the like button? I don't even have half the likes, so I appreciate that. So we talked about the unique Mecca audio that he ran into. Biz Markie them had stole Hip Hop Array from him, and I thought it was AOI because Biz did that song too. AOI too, just like Dougie Fresh. I thought that's how he got the $150, but he said no, it was for Hip Hop Array. I was like, yo, word, Hip Hop Array? He said, yeah, Gene, that was for Hip Hop Array. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Timothy Diamonds, for the super chat. Yo, you funny. I did let him shop in peace. Yo, when my man Timothy Diamond said, why didn't I let Diddy shop in peace when he was in LA? I mean, when he was in Atlanta. I did. When Diddy was picking up those butt plugs and all that other stuff like that. He said, can I do my shopping by myself? And I said, yeah, you sure can. All by your lonesome. You understand? So that's what that was about. So thank you for your super chat, Tim Diamonds. I appreciate that. Yo, I'm getting better at this shit, y'all. All right. I got to get to other people's statements and everything like that, man. BJ84 out there. Rest in peace, LA. Rest in peace, Nip out there in LA. My Metro out there in Kansas City, Missouri. KC in the house. Yes, sir. All right. I think I got those people right there. Rugged the Real, what's happening? All right. So now we was talking about also Frank Mathis. The guy said, yo, Gene, nobody knew what happened to Frank Mathis. There's people that know what happened to Frank Mathis. It was this gangster who worked for the Gambino family named Sammy. He was in a Fed joint with my man Jewel and them. When people was talking about Frank Mathis, they say, yo, people think that Frank Mathis got away. Frank Mathis, he got away from the authorities. But because you ain't heard nothing from the girl and the girl family or anybody had anything to do with that, you understand? What I was told was that Frank Matthews' lawyer set him up, and the mob killed him. He got away with the money out the, you heard the last story. He got away out the bank and everything. Nobody never heard nothing from him. But you got to look at this. He took a girl with him. The girl was about 20-something years old or younger than 20. She never got back in contact with her family. She never got in contact with nobody else. And here it is. Any and everybody could testify against Frank Matthews is dead. And she didn't call her mother, her father, send them a note, send them roses, send them flowers. One of her mother was dead or something like that. Yo, Frank must have been putting it down that good if that girl ain't have no more connections with her family. But this mob dude from the Gambino, Sammy, who was locked up with some friends of mine, said that, yo, his lawyer set him up and got him killed. He didn't get away with it. The mob killed him. Listen, the way stuff is now, if they want to find you and they could find you, they could find you. You know what I'm saying? If they wanted you, they're gonna get you no matter where you go. So that's what I was told. That's what I was saying. And then when the dude said, yo, Gene, nobody knows what happened to him. Well, some gangsters, they talk amongst each other. You understand? They talk amongst each other. '88 Gusto 07. What's good with you, boy? Thanks for the super chat. Check out my phone. Oh, yes. Speaking of phone, next week, guess what? This Thursday, Miss Wolf Jones, Barbara Wolf Jones, is going to call into the show. Now, all y'all want to know what Puff said to her personally and what Corey said to her personally. Y'all going to find out on next week's show. She going to call in. She going to talk a little bit about her sons, them, and everything like that. And we going to get down to it. You understand? We going to get down to it. She going to call into the show, Miss Barbara Wolf Jones, the mother of Little Wolf and Big Wolf. You understand? She going to call in on Thursday. She made a mistake of calling in on last Thursday and stuff like that. And I told her I had her on speakerphone, and, you know, she's a pleasant. Yo, listen to me. And because I'm mentioning her right now, I'm going to jump into the Uncle Gene's show. And I told you, this lady lost both her sons a couple of days after each one of them birthdays. Right here. It ain't what happens to you in life, is how you handle whatever happened to you in life. You got to understand, we're going to have our ups and downs, our goods, our bads. A lot of shit is going to go on in our life. But based on that, you got to govern yourself. You got to be strong. You got to stay strong no matter what. Good shit going to happen, bad shit going to happen. And you can't be the type of person that's going to look for that instant gratification in life. Like guys used to come home from jail. I say, yo, man, it's going to take you about 5 years to get yourself together. 5 years? I said, yeah, bro, it's going to take you like 5 years. Why you say that? I said, the first 2 years is to get out all the bullshit that you was had in your life and that you've been, you know, doing if you want to be straight. You know, you got guys, your first 2 years try to get you back off into the game. You understand? And then you got to stay strong and not go back, because once you go back and you start doing the same thing, it starts all over again, that 5 year period. So the first 2 years is just cleaning out your system from all the bad shit that you know that you've been through and trying to be a new you. So it's going to be difficult for you to get yourself together. So it takes like 5 years, brother. You know, that first 2 years, you stay off the drugs. You stay out the clubs. You stay out the party scenes. You're trying to get yourself together. Then that next year, you know what I'm saying, while you working, you learning how to work a job. Because, you know, I'm going to tell you something. It's some of these guys never talk to anybody positive in their life. They come out of jail and they never had a situation that they talk to anybody positive in their life. So you be the first one that you got to, you know, you be the one talking to them and telling them and everything like that and letting them know. And you can always tell the ones who's going back to jail and the ones who's not. I used to do like this. I used to ask them, all right, so what you planning on doing? And the first thing a guy say, yo, I'm trying to stay out of jail. He on his way back. He said, I'm trying to stay out of jail. So to me, he's telling me, that you're going to be doing some things that may put you in jail, which was crazy. But when the guys come to me and they sit in front of me, the first thing come out their mouth, I ain't never going back to jail. I know that's the one going to stay home. They're not looking for instant gratification. Because when you go to somebody's job, they're going to want to know what you've been doing the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years for me to give you this job, making 15, 10, 15, $12 an hour. Well, I was incarcerated. Okay. Then what do you say? Then what you do? You got to understand that you got to better yourself. You got to let people know that you're not that same person that you was before you went to jail. You are new you. So when they sit up there and they talk to me and they tell me, and I try to tell these guys right there, you can't look for instant gratification. So whatever happened to you is how you handle it now. Even if you don't go to jail, this shit is going to happen to you in relationships. This shit going to happen to you. Sickness is going to happen to your income. People call me about a bill. Well, you got to pay this and stuff like that. Bro, listen here. I understand you're doing your job, but when I get it, you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have it right now. If that's the circumstances, that's the situation. I'm not pressed by that. Shit is going to get paid. Shit is going to happen. Shit is going to get done. I'm never going to be pressed by that. So that's one of the things I want to talk to you about on the Uncle Gene show. And the other thing is, I had a lot of people come at me about a post I did on my Instagram. It was Diddy and Nipsey. And if you saw the post, it said something. Nipsey had said to Diddy, I need that life after death vibe. And I reposted it and I said, my brothers and sisters, you got to watch what you say to these devils out here. Some people understood what I was talking about. But this one brother got on top of my head talking about, yo, man, I don't care what that man did to you. You need to put it in God's hand and everything like that. Man, listen to me. God already fought the battles. He going to fight for me. And he going to continue to watch my back. But when I got my own shit, I got my own shit. God, watch my back. Let me take care of this. You understand? I don't think like that. I'm never going to think like that. Everybody always looking for God to do this and do that. God wants you to know how to fight your own battle. That's why he gave you the tongue, the mouth. He gave you all the instruments that you need to fight your battles and do what you need to do to get out your circumstances and your situations. Nigga, if I got to work McDonald's and then leave there, go to Burger King or shovel shit for a living, I'm going to make sure you or whoever I'm taking care of don't feel my pain. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, the people who out here not doing that, yo, listen, man, go ahead and do something. You do something till you could do better. You know what I'm saying? If you with that girl and she got a job and you ain't getting, your job is going out there and ain't paying what she paying, yo, here go grocery money. You being honest with that girl. You ain't out here trying to, fuck on both sides of girls' panties and shit like that. You out here, yo, I'm trying to be a decent man and do something right here. These girls will help you support them by supporting you. You got some good women out here, man. And you ladies, you got some good men out here. His brothers is willing to do the right thing and everything like that. You ain't got to always be throwing bricks at the penitentiary, man. That's why I said last show, know your needs from your wants. Or your wants from your needs. Once you learn that, you good. That's been the Uncle Gene section of this show. All right? Listen, like I said before, it's not what happens to you is how you handle it, what happens to you. You understand? And even though God is in our corner, he wants us to use the energy, the power that he give us to fight a lot of our battles ourselves. All right? Kim, Philanthropist, I guess that's right. What's good with you? I see you picture plenty pussy. What's happening? Positive energy. What's going on? Fun Shoot 3000. What's happening? Ellis Horse. What's good? Andre Davis. Andre, you ain't been around, bro. You must be overseas or something like that. Wolf died, man. You understand? Yo, and then like a lot of people think that Meech killed Wolf, and he didn't. And it's a sad story if I tell you. And since I'm talking about gangsters, and before I talk about this Russel Simmons, because it's gonna be, I got a long way to go. I'm gonna tell you about the Meech situation with Wolf. They was all like brothers, man, on the for real. Like Tone Meech brother, he loved Wolf, man. And Wolf was close to Meech and everything too. But because they got into that incident, that situation, that one incident at that club, man, you know, but Wolf was burning way before that situation. And it's because he wanted his money from Puff. Puff was always throwing them niggas in his face. You understand? And Wolf exploded that time. But the dude that killed Wolf was the same nigga he put down with BMF as one of their shooters. You get me? Yo, my man need a job. He from the streets. He'll lay a dude down. He'll do whatever you need him to do and everything. That's the dude who killed Wolf and Riz. God bless the dead. The same dude that he took to Meech them and put him down with him. Because when dude came up on Wolf and them, you understand? Listen, I think that, I thought that the dude, Wolf must have thought like, yo, I put this nigga down. This nigga, with me. But this nigga was being fed by BMF now. And he didn't want to put Meech or Wolf down. Sandman 213, what's good in the building? Boss Boy Rich, what's happening, my brother? All right. Overseas. Ted Davis. Jonathan Armstrong. Jay Leasy, what's good with you, boy? In Miami. How you doing, brother? Lady Mine. What's happening? Yo, it's like what y'all don't understand is that everybody look at, like you got to understand you had to be a gangster or have a gangster crew or dudes that was connected with gangster crews in order to do business back in the 90s. To do the business, you had to be, you had to have them gangster crews. You had to have those guys who was gangsters out there. Puff had Wolf. But then when he got me, he had me, the same gang behind me, 12th Street Posse. And then I became head of the security for Black Hands. Let me do this right quick. Hope that's a little better. You understand? Sorry about that. I became head of security at Black Hand. So now I'm Chaz's right-hand man. I'm Slick brother. If I'm with Diddy, niggas know they got to deal with them too. So they not coming to him like that. If Wolf with him and Wolf got his crew, they not messing with Puff like that. Puff got what he was on the backs of people who had strength in the street. Point blank. But listen here. I'm going to tell a Russel Simmons story first. Now, I told y'all Russel Simmons is the godfather of all this bullshit out here in the record business. Y'all don't believe it or not. He had that little girl, Kim, first. Then he had that little girl, Kamora Lee. Mother used to clean up for him. Now, you got to realize each one of them was under 16 years old. That's why those folks know his history and background, and he stopped doing what he was supposed to be doing for them like Jay and Puff do. You know what I'm saying? We're going to sell y'all this liquor. We're going to sell y'all this alcohol. We're going to fuck up y'all minds. We're going to bring all these rappers together. We're going to make them sign this contract and get all their money. Because, see, let me just tell you what this record industry did. It was a lot of labels and everything. And they was giving guys $1 million deals and everything. And Master P and them came in and shocked them. You understand? They came in with their own format. They came in with their own shit, him and Baby and them, and they was getting hundreds of $1 million checks from them. Eddie F, I had just seen him downtown. And he came out the office. He said, God damn. He said, yo. I said, what happened, Eddie? Yeah, I ran into him. He said, yo, these people just cut Baby a check for $55 million or something like that. I was like, yo, word? He was like, yo, word. He said, yo, them niggas in that format. So what happened is this. You had all these record labels. These folks got together and said, yo, we fighting amongst each other, and these rappers are getting rich. They start formulating all those labels, like 20-something labels, and they made, I think, 2 or 3 they made what you call it, Universal, BM BMI or BM something, whatever, BMG or whatever, and they did Sony, Sony Def Jam or whatever like that. But they took 20-something labels and made them into like 3 or 4 to stop the come up of the rappers. Yo, I'm telling you, they didn't want us to win. That's why when Jimmy Iovine told Scott Storch, I don't want you to do rappers, Scott was sick because Scott wanted his own production company. Jimmy Iovine said you can get it, but you can't do rappers. Scott wasn't listening to him, and they sicked that girl on him. Paris Hilton, and you know the rest. Sicked him on that boy. That boy wasn't doing that shit. That boy was making good music for everybody. But because he didn't do what he said to do, they put him out like that. So now, Russell Simmons. I had a meeting. His name was Omar. Omar was one of the biggest gangsters around 114th Street. He worked for Freddie Myers. If you ever seen the Freddie Myers documentary, Freddie Myers said, oh, I like this little guy. He started working for me. I came around there. It was storming outside. He had a full rain suit on, out there hustling. He said, rain, wind, or snow, or whatever, this cat would be out there. He said he loved his style. Yo, could y'all do me a favor, man? Give me some more likes. I got 300 likes in this joint, man. And that ain't even half the people that's in the building. And I'm going to get this stuff started. Well, y'all think about it before I get back to the story. I'll get this whole cornbread started for y'all. And the reason I'm doing cornbread because this brother asked me, he said, yo, Gene, I need that recipe, brother. I need that recipe, Gene. So I'm going to do that before I get into it. Let me write this down so I don't forget. I'm talking about the Freddie Myers and Omar. I'm writing that down because I know people like, yo, Gene, you be telling a story, then you stop. So I'm going to do this cornbread, and if the likes come up, then I'll start back telling the story and stuff like that. I appreciate that. And y'all might say I'm bullying everybody and stuff like that. I'm not bullying nobody for my likes and everything because I really don't know what it means, but maybe get recommended. What we're going to do is that we're going to make this cornbread. And I'm gonna try to bring this down just a little bit so you can see it, and maybe post this up a little something right here. So what we're gonna do is that this guy was telling me, yo, Gene, I need that recipe, so I'm gonna give it to you. Check it out. We're gonna do your liquids first. You're gonna take 2 eggs. We'll crack 2 eggs. You're gonna take a 1/2 cup of oil. This ain't no whole, these are 4 cups. It's like a 1/2 cup of oil. I got this marked in here so I know. You're gonna use about a 1/2 cup of oil. Yo, this cornbread is like crack. I'm telling you. You should get this recipe and hold on to it. And when everybody or anybody, when you taste that cornbread, you're like, yo. And cornbread don't supposed to taste like cake, fellas and people. Cornbread, it's supposed to taste just like what it is. It's supposed to be cornbread. Now you're going to use a cup. I use this coconut milk. You can use pet milk, carnation milk, or you can use regular milk. But I like this coconut milk. You're going to use a cup of coconut milk. Now, if you want 2 batches, you do 2 of everything. I know y'all mad at me right now. Yo, that nigga stopped the story, man, and everything because he didn't get the likes and everything. Yeah, man. But like we told me, I'll just rehatch before I start doing this stuff like that. We were talking about earlier for the people who came in late that, and I know you can go back and see it. My man Bino told me that Al B wasn't no crackhead, that he drank Cisco, which is liquid crack. He didn't smoke crack. He drank Cisco. All right. So then my man, we talked about Biz Markie, how he got the $1.50. You understand? He stole Hip Hop Hooray and gave it to Tretchnam from Mecca Audio. You understand? Thank you, Nestor Santiago, for that Cash App. I appreciate that. That's Big Gene 52 Cash App at Big Gene 52. PayPal is the same thing. So now you got your eggs, you got your milk, and you got your oil. You're going to stir that up. So we talked about that. I just use one right now. Fuck it. I'm going to do this right here. All right, we're gonna stir this up. You do your liquids first. That's 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, a 1/2 cup of oil. And we done with that right there. Okay. We're gonna take, got this Indian head, flower head. So it won't stick in here. All right. I'm trying to get a spot, a studio that I could invite people down there so they could eat. I'm gonna cook a whole lot of food, then I may cook one thing for that particular day so people could eat and try my food. I know y'all trying the recipes and doing it on your own because people are calling me back or they be letting me know, they be shooting me pictures of their stuff. And I appreciate that. I got 1 cup of flour. Cornmeal. 1 cup of cornmeal. And now I'm going to get a lot of things. Yo, Gene, man, you use that flour and that cornmeal. Man, you know, that shit ain't healthy. I know, man. You know, a lot of shit ain't healthy. You got to do shit in moderation. Now, usually, I will sift this stuff out. I'll take a sifter, and I forgot to do that with the flour. That makes you have to mix less. When you use a sifter, you don't have to mix that much. So what I'm gonna do it the crackhead way. Allegedly, I'll be. And I'm just gonna sift it like that just to show you. You sift all your powders. That make your bacon go real smooth. You won't lump it up when you go to. It won't lump up when you go to bake it. It won't lump up. So you want to sift your food. All right? You want to sift it. All right. Now I'm going to do a cup of flour. You know, that flour be lumpy as hell. I got a cup of flour. Now, if I wanted 2 batches, 2 cups. 4 eggs. You just double everything, okay? Now I'm going to put that in here. Now watch that. See that? This lady told me, Gene, you can smash that through here. All right. We're going to do that right there. And after I finish this, I'm going to get to story. It's real simple. Cup of flour, cup of cornmeal. All right. I got the baking powder. You want to take a tablespoon of baking powder. Easy to do a tablespoon of baking powder. See that? That's a tablespoon. You good. That helps it rise. Now, you're going to use a teaspoon of salt. I got a teaspoon around here somewhere. There's a teaspoon of salt. All right. Now you want to use, depending on how sweet you want it, your cup of sugar, no more than a cup of sugar, or 3/4 based on how sweet you want it. I had the sugar right here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So now, I don't want it that sweet because I guess I'm going to use a cup. I'm going to use a cup just to show you. Because I'm going to take the same cornbread and I'm going to make some dressing. Somebody want to know how to make dressing? Listen. My dressing is off the chain. And I'm going to make the dressing to show y'all. It's crazy, for real. We're going to take that sugar. We're going to put it in there. We're going to sift that. So now you got all your powders. Those lumps, I'm going to throw those to the side. Now, once you get all the powder, you take your liquids and you blend it. Yeah. The reason I'm doing this, man, like a lot of people, you know, they say, "Yo, Gene, you need to do open up a restaurant, do some." I don't want to do that, brother. I like enjoy cooking for my friends, cooking for the family, and showing y'all how I cook. I don't want to do none of that, man. I worked 30 years, man. I got out of school in '86, and I worked every day, man. One or two, like 2 jobs most of the time, those whole 30 years, man. Running back and forth. Still trying to work and be a good father. Speed it up. I'm good by coming here showing y'all some of the stuff that I do and how I did it. Telling y'all the stories. You know the good thing about telling the stories and talking to y'all about it is y'all know them now too. Go check. Go do the homework. You understand? You know, if somebody calling me out there, put me on blast. Call me the fuck up out there. I understand that. But I bet you, anybody who knows me, been around me, know the people that I've been around, yo, Gene ain't no liar, man. Yo, I've got suspended from my job helping people on what I believe. See that, bro? Yo, look how nice and smooth that look, y'all. You don't have those lumps or none of that shit. I did this over the weekend. I'm going to put that in the oven in a minute. But I'm going to give y'all this first story. I was talking about Freddie Myers, but Omar. Omar was the dude who took me to Chaz. Chaz Williams was over Black Hands. You know, he had the street management of 50, Graph. He was, you know, doing his thing out there in Queens, and he was doing a lot of parties. He gave some of the biggest parties in the 90s with all the stars, Mike Tyson, Salt and Pepper. Everybody who was trying to be on the scene back then was coming to Chaz's party. Zeke Waters, what's up? All right, Zeke, we're going to talk about that, all right? You know what I'm saying? Making you a moderator so you kick all these goofy motherfuckers out like you just said. You know what I'm saying? All right? Appreciate you, Zeke. All right? So now, Omar worked for Freddie Myers. did a whole lot of time. So he gets out of jail. You know, he hooked me up with Chaz. Chaz made me over their security and stuff like that. So he said, yo, Freddie Myers want to talk to you. I was like, Freddie Myers, everybody know who Freddie Myers was. If you was a gangster, prankster, anything in Harlem, you knew who Freddie Myers was. You understand? You knew he ran them blocks over there. So now, Freddie Myers come and tell me, say, yo, listen, you know, I heard you a good brother and everything like that, but I'm trying to get my hands on, you know, I'm trying to talk to Russel Simmons, and I'm trying to get at the nigga Diddy. And I said, yeah. They said, yo, well, you know, like, I know a couple of people know Russell and everything like that, but what happened? Did you call down and try to get the... He said, he won't accept my calls. And the motherfucker used to work for me. I said, what? He said, Russell used to run all my errands. Now, everybody know, you may not know this personally, but everybody know Russell Simmons was, you know what I'm saying, before he got into that Buddha and that Hindu stuff like that, you understand? He had problems, he had issues too. God. He had a lot of problems and issues too. You know what I'm saying? So niggas knew that from the block. Niggas knew he was doing that. And he was doing, you know what I mean? Oh my God, man, these allergies around here. Allegedly, these allergies be killing you. Anyway, so everybody knew that about him. And he was blazing them new young girls, man. Kim Porter was first. Then he had, you know, his wife, Kimora. 16, 17 years old. Come on, man. And if it was any one of my daughters, they reached that milestone. They're over their 20s now, but listen, I wouldn't have had that. Not at all. But it is what it is, to each his own. So he said, Russell Simmons used to work for me. I had a record company down on 57th Street. I had a glass table with $1 million in that joint. He says, I just need to talk to him. I'm like, yeah, all right. He said, then he told me the story about Diddy's daddy. Let's get this cornbread on. And I'll give you that. Right? You want to butter your pan or you want to use flour? I use that spray that's flour and it has coconut oil in it too. I put my oven on bake about 370. Coconut cooking spray. Hit that up like that. Pour this in here. It's going to make like a loaf. I made some chicken soup on Sunday. Oh my God. That cornbread with that chicken soup. It's crazy how, you know, you got people who ain't got shit else to do, but they want to come on somebody's show. They want to come in these rooms and say all dumb, crazy shit and retarded when grown folks is right in here talking and doing shit. You just take this and put this in the oven. You're not going to look at it for the first 20 minutes. You're not going to touch this oven. You're not going to bring nothing out. You're going to look at it 20 minutes from now. I got a pan already done that I did earlier that I'm going to show it to you guys. But don't look at that until it rides for 20 minutes. All right? So now, Freddie Myers, Russell Simmons used to work for Freddie Myers. And guess who else? He wanted to talk to Diddy. He wanted to sit down and have a one-on-one with Diddy and told him the whole situation about his father. Right? Now, this is what people have been asking me for. You understand? I've already said this. When I first started out the show and 50 Cent posted, 50 Cent had posted it. So when I first started off, it was about that. Come on, Ross. We don't do the chitlin things, bruh. I'll make some chili, but you got to go somewhere else and get your chitlin hero. We don't do that. Thank you. I just don't. I don't do the pork thing, bruh. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now, get that out of here. Who we at? Death Row East. What's good with y'all? Deacon daughter. Deacon's daughter. I'm looking for the preacher daughter. Nah, I'm just joking. Richard Lee. El Soul. Tim Harris. What's good with you, boy? All right. I want to give a shout out to my Cash App people. That was Wilbert and Willis Curtis Robinson last week. And my PayPal people at Big Gene 52. That was Verma Satterfield and Raquel Gear. And today I had one from Nestor Santiago. Appreciate you, Nestor. Thank you for that, sir. And I told you on Thursday, Wolf Mother would be calling in. And those questions and all those things that I was saying, she will be answering that. She will be answering that on Thursday. And that's going to be crazy. Because a lot of those cats came home and Wolf took care of him and they was talking crazy to her, man. And right now, I ain't for bad blood. I'm doing bad things, but them niggas got to lose their Valley passes, and Puff them got to lose that Harlem pass. He from Mount Vernon anyway, man. Nobody wants him. You understand? That's why them niggas out in Cali and Florida, man. They wore their welcome out here, man. Now, it'll be some sucker nigga want to do a big show with him because I'm coming out here saying this, and they'll give a party just to show, yo, I'm with Harlem, but he ain't doing a motherfucking thing for niggas in Harlem. So them niggas get to lose that pass for talking to Miss Joe. You don't talk to people mamas like that, man. But I'm going to let y'all hear from her. You understand? On Thursday, I'm going to let y'all hear from her. All right? All right. Hold on. So now, I'm in awe. One of the biggest gangsters that ever in the history of Harlem, up there with Nicky Barnes. Freddie Myers told a story about when he was on the plane going to Vegas and he met Frank Mathis. He said, yo, he had a ring, it had FM on it, flooded with diamonds, and he had this watch on. And so Frank Mathis was like, he was saying, Frank Matthews was like, yo, I like that. You want to sell that? And he said, motherfucker, you talking about sell my shit? He said, nah, brother, I really like that, man. You got a mean jeweler or something like that. Well, maybe you connect me to your jeweler and everything like that. And so, Freddie Myers said he was looking at him all crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is Frank Matthews. He don't know Frank Matthews. He don't know Frank Matthews is the biggest gangster. It's bigger than him. You understand? So he said when he got out the plane, a limousine was picking Frank Matthews up. And Frank Matthews said, yo, man, you want to ride? You know what I'm saying? Where you going? He said, yo, I'm going to Caesars. They going to Caesars? Yeah, come and ride with me, stuff like that. He said that he was going through Caesars.
Everything I need in the cloud.
Siri, come on with that bullshit. Damn. All right. So now he's saying that he is in a limousine with him and everything like that. So he said they walking through Caesars. He said that everybody's saying, hey, Frank, what's going on, Frank? Go on, Frank. He said he giving motherfuckers $100. He said at first he thought Frank Sinatra or somebody was around. He said, he said he recognized they was in the same type of business. He said he went up there and he had the Frank Sinatra room and the Sammy Davis room, which was joining suites, like they was across the hall from each other. Like this one hall was Frank Sinatra on the other side, and this other hall was Sammy Davis Jr. on the other side of the hall, the suites. He said he had women up in that joint.
That's what I figured.
Come on, man. We had women up in this joint butt naked, all bagging dope. Now this come from Freddie Myers in his introduction to Frank Matthews. So now I know the history of Freddie Myers. If Omar used to work for him, and Omar was one of the biggest gang dealers out there with Fritz and them and all that stuff like that, they was on a bigger level than Fritz. So I'm like, yo, he want to talk to me. So then, he ran down the spiel to me, said, yo, bro, I heard you're a good brother, man. I want to tell Puff, talk to Puff, but he declined the meeting and everything like that, and the whole 9 yards. I wanted to give him the jewels about his father. He said, but fuck him, I'll tell you. You understand? He said, it was an old gangster said before. They asked him, why did you kill the father? Why did you kill the son and the father? He said, the father was a rat and the son was going to grow up to be a rat. And that's what I know his father was. And I heard he did the same thing to one of them kids. He had heard the story about Sean. He said, it holds to be true. The father was a rat and the son grew up to be a rat too. Because everybody know what he did to Sean. But no, everybody don't know. Because you got these rappers claim like they can't fuck with people like 6ix9ine. They can't fuck with people, who rat on motherfuckers, but yet and still they taking dinners and running around with this clown. And he sent his own rapper to jail for 10 years. Because I was right there when he was getting those girls and getting the people and sending them to the DA so they could tell a story. They found out the story first and they were sending them to the people. So, he's just as much rat as anybody else. So let that hold true to everybody. So now, he said, Puff father got caught in some kind of drug sting. Some kind of sting operation. He got caught in some kind of sting operation. And one of the cops who caught him was working for them. They gave the cop $10,000 for the tape confession that he had said. He had made a written statement and a tape confession. They paid $10,000 for it. He said that he told the guy who brought Puff Father into the game, yo, he got to go. He said they was going to try to work it out. He said, ain't no working out. This is all the proof we need. He said he got to go. He said the guy that was crying the hardest at the funeral, carrying the casket, is the one that killed him. He told me that. Now, I said this before, God works in mysterious ways. Omar's out of jail. And Omar said, yo, whoever don't believe you, they can ask me personally. They can ask me personally. Yeah, he was a rat. And yeah, Freddie told you that story because he was right there when he told it to me. Why the gangster say he killed the father and the son? Because the father was a rat and the son was going to grow up to be one too. Now, I don't condone none of that. That was history. That was stuff that happened back in the day. And what I'm telling y'all is stuff that I know. I'm glad y'all come here to spend time with me. Let me show y'all that finished product of how that cornbread is supposed to look. In 20 minutes, you're going to look at it. And then it's going to be risen. But you're going to wait until it starts browning around the edges. See that? Look. You'll be able to take this stuff out like that. That's how good that cornbread looks. And yours going to come out just the same way. Let me go through this stuff before I recap. A little stuff right here, Jay Leezy. See what's going on in here, y'all. Y'all don't mind if I stay just a little bit longer, man, because I know it's been like an hour, 15 minutes. I appreciate y'all. Miss Priscilla Prislow, how you doing? Let me see. Let me stop this right here. Can I just stay just a little bit longer? I'm going to be out of here in a minute. Keith, what's going on? Keith Sinatra. Tyrell Baker or Barker. Stoners out there in LA. What's good with you? Firillo, Lenox Avenue in the building. Fella 1975, Almighty, what's good with y'all? Shout out to Mahogany Brown, J.X.Lewis, BK Fame, Paul, Tank, what's up with you? Ron, yo, Ron, did Paul give you that plate I sent you, man? I just wanted to check, man. You know, did he give it to you? Because he said he gave it to you. Yeah, I know Paul gave it to you, man. I'm just working with you. All right. Baby head gangsters out there in Louisiana. Out there, that's that. Liberia or Iberia? Liberia? What's good with you? I'm Bino. What's up with you, OG? Let me see what some of these people just, people talk to me. Tell me something. Oh, Jinx, she's somewhere around here. Little spoil last. Yo, somebody just asked me, do I know any stories about Hollywood Harold? From the Bronx? He brought Puff Father into the game. Whoa. That's crazy. It went over some people's head, though. David Randall. I'm trying to find something to talk about. Well, I got some other things I could talk about. But I showed y'all the cornbread. Yo, my man, I hope you got that recipe, man. I took my time. A cup of flour, a cup of cornmeal, a tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, a cup of sugar. Those are your powders. You have 2 eggs, a half a cup of oil, and a cup of milk. Don't forget your cup of sugar. Put that all together, and you got some of the best cornbread you're going to ever have in your life. Yo, listen here. Thank y'all for y'all time. Thank you for being here with me. This is Big Gene. This has been another Gene Deals show. And Thursday, we have Miss Anthony Wolf Jones calling in, and you're going to hear it from yourself. You understand? That's Wolf Mom. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here. It's been another show. Oh, it's my 40th show, too. Yo, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for being here with me. This is the 40th show. Thank you, guys. Go check out the ones you haven't seen, and I hope they're entertaining. Appreciate you. Peace.